Bitcoin could be worth more than the global economy in the future and manufacturing in China. Today, I read an interesting article on Yahoo Finance, put out by The Telegraph and written by Josh Kirby, titled, Bitcoin will be worth double the global economy, claims pension fund advisor. The author of this article referenced Sam Roberts, who is an investment chief at a British pension advice firm. He claims that Bitcoin's total market cap could exceed $200 trillion compared to the current Bitcoin market cap of $2 trillion. To put this into perspective, the IMF values the total output of the global economy at around $110 trillion. Here are my thoughts. I still have the same concerns regarding Bitcoin that I've always had. No one knows for sure who created Bitcoin. People believe the creator's name is actually a pseudonym. I can't believe people all around the world are piling money into something created by a shadowy figure. I also have concerns about Bitcoin because it has no assets and it doesn't have earnings. With stocks, you own a share in a company, including a claim on the company's earnings and assets. I also question the utility of Bitcoin. Nowhere that I go accepts Bitcoin, such as the grocery store, hair salon, gas station, my favorite restaurants, the oil change shop, etc. Now, I did a quick search online today, and I read there are currently 22,932 cryptocurrencies. I repeat, 22,932 cryptocurrencies. I then did a quick search online to see how many stocks are listed on the major stock exchanges in the U.S. There are approximately 6,000. Do you see a disconnect here? How many of these 22,932 cryptocurrencies are going to have some type of real use in our world other than speculation? I'll let you answer these questions in the comment section below. Now, I read some of the comments beneath this article. I'll share some of them with you. The first commenter said, I'm putting my money into tulip bulbs. The next commenter said, how can a crypto coin be worth more than the whole planet's GDP? What secures a Bitcoin? Nothing. You are investing in nothing. Another commenter said, I can't believe anyone with an ounce of study in economics or history would say something as dumb as this. A digital asset that yields nothing, is not used in commerce, and eats energy is going to be worth double the global GDP? The last comment that I'll share with you came from someone who said, just like the stock markets, cryptos will collapse with the unwinding of derivatives. Get out before the 8 Bitcoin whales sell. Well, my friends, these commenters always have interesting things to say. What do you think about all this? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. I read another interesting article today. This one was on ZeroHedge.com, written by Tyler Durden, likely a pseudonym for writers at Zero Hedge, titled, China is the world's manufacturing superpower. The author of this article referenced data from the United Nations Statistics Division. China accounted for 31.2% of global manufacturing output in 2022, which is the highest in the world. The United States was second with 16.3%, followed by Japan at 5.3%, Germany at 4.6%, India at 2.9%, South Korea at 2.6%, Mexico at 1.9%, Russia at 1.8%, Italy at 1.7%, and France at 1.6%. Here are my thoughts. During my lifetime, it has been impressive to watch China become such a manufacturing powerhouse. If you would have asked people back in the 1950s and 1960s if they thought this would be possible, they would have looked at you like you were crazy. While China is building impressive new buildings throughout their country, we have once great cities here in America that are now crumbling. They are a shadow of their former selves. Getting back to the article, the author said, China's global manufacturing dominance is so large that the value added in its manufacturing sector roughly matches the combined output of the next 7th largest manufacturing countries in the world. Well, my friends, I'm happy for the people in China who are benefiting from all of this. At the same time, my heart goes out to Americans who are unable to find good-paying work here in our country. There was a time in America when young people could find manufacturing jobs that paid a livable wage and often included great benefits. Manufacturing jobs still exist in America, but many are unlikely to pay enough for one breadwinner to support an entire family and retire at a young enough age to still enjoy life. I read some of the comments beneath this article. I'll share some of them with you. The first commenter said, "We have the Magnificent Seven: Alphabet, Google, Amazon, Apple, Meta, Facebook, Microsoft, and Nvidia, along with Tesla. All overvalued, and the rest of the U.S. economy is just scraping by." The next commenter said, "China is the world's manufacturing superpower because stupid Americans moved all industry to China to save some manufacturing costs and put Americans in the unemployment line. And whoopsie, China took the businesses over." I'm going to chime in about that comment. First, I don't like it when people call others stupid. Second, not all industries moved to China. A great deal of manufacturing was sent to other countries, such as Mexico. Fortunately, we still have some excellent manufacturing in America. It's just unfortunate we don't have more. The last comment that I'll share with you came from someone who is a bit sarcastic. This person said, "The U.S. is still heavily into manufacturing. It manufactures businesses that do nothing but shuffle money. It manufactures propaganda of all flavors. It manufactures wars throughout the world. And best of all, it manufactures data to make it look like everything is just peachy. We're still number one in all of those." Well, my friends, these commenters always have interesting things to say. What do you think about all this? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Here's another interesting story that I read today. This was on foxbusiness.com, written by Ashley Hume, titled, "Wizard of Oz Ruby Slippers Worn by Judy Garland Sell for Record-Breaking $28 million at Auction." The author of this article said these ruby slippers were estimated to sell for $3 million at the auction, but they actually brought $32.5 million, which included the auction's fee. I looked at the picture of these shoes. They are just a pair of women's shoes with some red sequins stitched on them. They aren't made of real rubies, but you would think they were for $32.5 million. I know The Wizard of Oz is a famous movie. I liked watching it when I was a kid. It was also one of the first movies to ever be in color. With that said, I would never pay $32.5 million for a pair of shoes from that movie. If I bought them, I'd probably have some serious buyer's remorse. I'd look at them and say, "Yep, those are some old red shoes." When I was a kid, I really wanted an expensive toy. It was $60 when I was a child. That was a lot of money back then. About 5 years ago, I saw one on eBay. It was over $1,100. It was still in the box. It had never been opened. I bought it. It got delivered. I looked at it, and I was initially happy to see it. It had been decades since I remember seeing it at the toy store as a kid. I then carefully wrapped it in bubble wrap, put it in a plastic container, and stored it away. About 6 months later, I was burglarized, and tens of thousands of dollars worth of personal property was stolen, including that toy. The police used a system called Leads Online, and they found out the criminal sold it at a pawn shop for only $25. The pawn shop immediately sold it to someone else, or so they say. The police said the owner of the pawn shop probably recognized the rarity of the item and kept it. Make sure you have good insurance and work with your insurance agent so you can schedule any rare items on your policy. Make sure you also have good security. I'm curious if any of you have ever had anything stolen. If you have, tell me about it in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the channel. I want to extend a special thanks to everyone who has subscribed to this channel. I want to also thank all of my channel members. If you would like to become a channel member, there is a link in the description beneath this video. You can read more about the different membership levels. Please also check out some of the great books that I suggest you consider reading in the description below. I've included Amazon affiliate links to these books. As an Amazon associate, I earn from qualifying purchases. Stay healthy and wealthy. I'll see everyone in the next video.